How's it going, YouTube? AOS Aviation 149 here to do a new unboxing. A very special one I've got for you today, and I'll explain as I go along as to why this is, without a question or shadow of a doubt, my favourite, my rarest, and also was my most expensive model I've ever purchased. And pretty much it starts with this, a pretty plain looking box. It's a model made by Hogan, and as you can see, Boeing commercial airplanes. It's an official Boeing model. The thing is, though, there was only ever 300 made, and it was never a public release. It was only given to Boeing employees and also the employees of the airline that picked the plane up during its launch. And enough of the box. We'll move on to the piece de resistance of the film. And here she is, an absolute stunner of a plane. The extremely rare Hogan 1/200 scale Boeing 777-300ER in the old VAustralia livery. My favourite livery ever applied to an aeroplane, and also the Hogan 1/200 scale 777-300ER mould is by one of the most accurate out there. And seriously guys, you could not understand the excitement when I managed to find this plane for sale. I'll just turn the lights on. You get a bit of a paint shadow there, and there she is. She is an absolutely gorgeous model, this thing. I was so excited when I found it because, as I said, they're a very rare model, but also because the person I bought it off actually was the captain. He works as a captain at VAustralia, and he was the captain that went and picked up this actual model, the first 777 in VAustralia's fleet. Rego number is VH-VOZ, nicknamed Didgeridoo. The thing is, however, that it doesn't actually carry the Rego number, because when the model was commissioned by Boeing, it didn't actually have its Rego yet. But I managed to track one of these models down, and it turns out that he was selling it. Paid a fair bit for it, but I wanted this model more than anything, so I pretty much said to him, name your price. Because not only is it an extremely rare model, it's my most favourite plane, or my favourite livery in an awesome looking scale. And the other cool thing for him was, he was nice enough to include obviously the VAustralia pin here, which I put into the wooden stand to make it look a bit nicer. Another cool thing though, is, there you go. He actually signed the box for me. VAustralia 777 delivery flight, February 2009. Captain Ken Pascoe. Works as I said, a captain for VAustralia. Picked up this as a check captain, so he trains and also as a training instructor. So he checks all the captains in the fleet to make sure they're doing their job properly, and also trains the new pilots coming through VAustralia's ranks, or now as Virgin Australia. I was very glad to get this model because I'm a bit sad that they've gotten rid of this beautiful livery. I do like the new Virgin Australia livery, but it's nowhere near as good looking as the VAustralia one. So I was a bit bummed to hear that it's being changed, but in the end I suppose it's the service that makes the airline, not the plane. And as I've flown on VAustralia before, and I was extremely impressed with their service. So I'm very glad I've got this as a memento for it. Another cool thing was, Ken actually has his own website where he documented his trip to go pick this plane up. And it was actually, if you've ever wondered how an airline starts up and what they do when they go to collect their plane, I'm going to link it to you because it's a really cool story. A couple of, the backstory behind this plane, some things you would have never known, like, for example, when they went and picked it up on its first flight back to Australia, as they were climbing out of Los Angeles, the plane actually happened to have its first lightning strike. It got struck by lightning as it was climbing out. I don't know, just a cool little backstory behind it. And as I said, it's a very special model to me. Some of you may have noticed that the paint on it, if I switch the light off, actually appears to be like a gold flake. The interesting story behind it is, it actually turns out is when model makers get a sample of the paint, believe it or not, they also have to scale the paint down because obviously the particles in it. This paint is actually the exact same one that's applied to the VAustralia planes, which is why it appears gold, because the pigments in it are a lot larger than what they should be for this sized model. So if you put this on a 1/500 scale or 1/400 scale model, it'd look even more pronounced as a gold. But it is in fact the correct colour, they just didn't scale the colour back. I know that sounds weird, but apparently that is what is the truth behind it. But anyway, I'll zoom in with the light on because it makes it look even better, and I'll give you a run through of the plane. So yeah, this is the most accurate, what I think is the most accurate detailing of any 777 model in 1/200th livery, 1/200th scale. So here we got the Flying Australia lady. Again, it doesn't have the didgeridoo blue writing under it because, as I said, this was made before the plane was actually delivered, so I didn't know what the reg was. The VAustralia livery, moving back through to the detailing, the accurately represented size-wise GE90 engines, and also the fan blades in there actually do spin. Moving back through, we got the Southern Cross on the fuselage section here. The wings with all the flaps and sats moulded into it, and also the raked wingtips. Moving back again, we have the Union Jack, again a really cool feature. I really liked this, and in my opinion this is one of the best looking tails on any airplane I've ever seen, and it's such a shame that they're getting rid of it. I wish they kept this tail design with the Union Jack and the Southern Cross, and then just placed the new Virgin Australia logo titles on there, but also gave it a bit of a dash of red, because I think it looks a bit plain without any red at the front. But oh well, it's still an awesome plane and an awesome airline, so I won't complain. And then we got the painted APU section, as you can see there. Moving again, the horizontal tail fins, the vertical the tail fin, sorry, and again looking up on the top. And obviously, with all of Hogan's official Boeing series models, it features a very nice looking stand, and also he was kind enough to include this VAustralia pin, which I pressed into the wood to give it the really cool look. So all in all, this is a fantastic model. Very rare, as I said. There was only 300 ever made, and they never saw public release. They were only ever given to Boeing employees and to people that went and picked up the airline. As I mentioned, this was a very rare model. There was only 300 ever made, and they never saw public release. Only given to employees of Boeing, and also to the flight crew that went and picked up the plane during its delivery ceremony. And I'll put a link up to the captain's website, where he actually does a lot of how do I explain that? Operational procedures for VAustralia. So it's got some. I recommend you read through it. There's actually some pretty interesting things on there about flying the 777, and also what operations must go on inside an airline. But also, it was really cool to have a blog about what happens when an airline goes to pick up its first ever aircraft from Boeing. So I'll link it, and I highly recommend you look through it. And I want to thank you all, everyone, for watching my channel and giving me all my support. I've almost hit 40,000 views and 200 subscribers, so I'm really happy with how it's all going, and obviously that couldn't happen without all your guys out there support, and I really do thank you for it. So I'm glad to be able to bring you this extremely rare model with an unboxing, and once again, thank you so much guys for all your support, and I'll leave you with a picture of this, I'll leave you with a view of this along with all the other models in my VAustralia fleet, because as I said, it's my favourite airplane, or my favourite airline, or my favourite livery, so I went and got as many models of it as I can. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out for more videos. I hope to be able to start bringing you some new plane spotting vids soon, but as I've been back in my hometown during the uni holidays, we only have small light aircraft at our local airport because it's a country town. But when I get back to Adelaide soon, I hope to be able to start bringing you some more spotting vids, and also because I'm planning to do a trip to Sydney purely to do some plane spotting out there of some nice wide body aircraft. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Please continue to keep watching my videos and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And also let me know your feedback. Thanks guys. And as a parting shot, I'm just going to leave it here with my other VAustralia planes. And here we are, we got the 1/400 scale Phoenix 777 in the VAustralia livery obviously. Two JC ones, that's the Australian flagged version, and this is the South African flagged version. And then here we have the Australian flagged 777 by JC Wings. This was the first one I got, and obviously it was my first ever video on my YouTube channel, so it's holds a special place in my heart. But now the pride and joy of the fleet, this model here by Hogan. Thanks guys.